This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Joy Poskozim. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Yes, it is a beautiful morning.
It's a great pleasure to connect with you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. I'm having a fun morning thus far. It's been huge, like a ton of fun I'm having.
Oh, loving it. That's great.
What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Chicago, Illinois, so I'm in North America.
It's cold there, isn't it, right now?
It is cold, and I'm not going to lie, it's gray. But it's not snowing, which makes it a beautiful day.
Love it. Well, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
So right now, I am a general dentist in Chicago. I have my own practice. In fact, I'm sitting in it right now. But what I also do is I make house calls. I go into nursing homes, assisted care facilities, hospice, and I treat people there. People that can't come to me, I provide palliative care for those in need. And it has been about 10 years that I've been doing this, and I'm trying to now become more of an advocate to make sure that there's better oral care in these types of facilities here in Illinois, and hopefully in my career, because I'm still young enough, in the U.S.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I will send you a gift. Hopefully that will help you on your journey, but I do have a gift to send you. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, right? I'll just send it for you.
I know. Right? I love surprises.
That's great. So who did you learn the ability to care on this level from?
My grandmother. My grandmother lived 10 minutes from my practice. Tall, well-built, unfortunately had horrible sciatica, great pain going down her right leg. And so we would have her in her easy chair with her public television with lovely BBC shows. And she would be comfortable with her heating pad, but she needed a new lower partial denture. And children and countless grandchildren eager and willing to help, but she just didn't want to leave, her house. So we decided that I would just go over there because everything when making a denture is truly palliative. It could be done anywhere. And that's what I did. And 5 appointments later, she had her lower partial denture, and the one place she would go to would be church. So on Sunday, she was at church, and on Monday, I get a phone call from a fellow parishioner asking me to do the same thing for her grandmother. And I was blown away. I had no idea there was such a need. I thought this was a one and done. And through grassroots, it's become a thing where I go all over the northeastern, northwestern part of Illinois, treating people that have dental issues, and that and they cannot leave their homes for whatever reason. They're bedbound. They are they're in pain. It's just very difficult to move them into a dental care setting.
Now, given the fact that our initial conversation it's just like 5 minutes in, right? But I'm guessing that when you go there, you aren't going to be quiet. I'm guessing you speak, you talk with them. And how's that interaction been?
Oh my gosh. So I wear a shirt that says Dr. Joy on it, and the letters are pretty large, and then above it is a tooth. And so last December I was in a nursing home, and I was treating someone, and she stopped for a minute, and this is a memory care center, so she's got pretty severe dementia, and so she doesn't know what day it is, and honestly she doesn't really care. She's in a beautiful space. She's just a lovely human being. But she sees my name. She reads it. I see her mouthing Dr. Joy. And then realizing that it was December, she starts singing Joy to the World to me. Wow. And I grabbed her, she grabbed my hands. I grabbed her hands. I put my stuff down, and we sang all 3 verses of Joy to the World.
Wow. Can I suggest something, my friend? Can I suggest? Please do a podcast. Please do a podcast. It would be really great. It'll be something like the dental joys of life, or the joys of of helping others, but it'll be really great to hear the stories that you share as you go through these adventures of providing a service. Yes, one, but two, the interactions and the conversations that you have. So, humble suggestion.
No, and I've been asked to do that, and I've also been asked to do a video, like a kind of a day in the life.
That's great. But the one thing with that, the reason I pulled back from that is you do not want your patients to feel uncomfortable while you're helping them. So it's one.
No, you're right. A podcast. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm definitely going to look into it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can definitely hold a conversation all by yourself. I'm pretty sure of it. Right. And again, that's just you, just reflecting on, hey, today was that, or this week, the one person that you met that really stood out. It could be once a week. It doesn't have to be like a guy who is doing thousands of conversations. Right? It could just be once a week, every week. It could even be once a month, right? But it'd be really cool to hear that. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Over the last 3 years consistently, well, I love to write. I like to be creative in that aspect. And so I have, tinkered with stories, short stories, a couple novellas. No one's seen them, but I like to, when I get creative, I like to sit down in front of my computer at home and type away. So I really do enjoy doing that. And they're not dental at all. There's nothing dental about it, but it helps me use my other side of my brain at times to just put stuff on paper, so to speak, pen to ink.
That's great.
And I really do. I really do enjoy doing that. It's fun for me, and maybe no one will ever read them. And you know what? That's okay. It's something that I like to do.
Yeah. So I am in consultant mode again, and the podcast can then be those things that you write and that you just get on the mic and share that, right? So you're already doing the writing. You share that, and then you tie that back to the blog, so you have the blog space there. But for those that don't like reading, they'll get to listen to you. And again, you carry a great space. Your tones are amazing. The joy in your voice is there, and the experiences you share. I'll follow. Okay, just share it with me first. You have one listener. All right, first listener.
Thank you so much. I promise you, I will.
All right, love it. All right, my friend. Let's switch gears for a moment. Now, Joy, let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Joy, what is your earliest childhood memory?
So, I remember pretty clearly of being in kindergarten and having homework. First semester, we didn't have homework, but second semester, they started to introduce homework. And I had to, draw something or whatever it was. I think it was drawing something. But I remember coming down the stairs in our home and in a panic, just, oh my God, I have homework. I have homework. And mom and dad, both my parents were teachers, and they were sitting across from each other grading papers. And so I got to sit with them while I did my homework, even though they were a little mad at me for not remembering during normal hours. But I sat down and I did my homework, but I felt so in tune with them because they were doing their homework. And I got to join them in that. And that's probably my earliest childhood memory that's the clearest.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I love to educate my patients. It's in the blood. It's seriously in the blood. I got it from both sides. So I love to educate and communicate with my patients. And a lot of it has to do with listening, though. It's really about listening to people that are in front of you who are there for themselves, but are there because of you. And they're there because they want to learn more and they want to be engaged more in their oral health and then ultimately their overall health. So having that engagement, having that interaction and being able to help educate and making their mouths better. Because I love seeing my patients, but I only really want to see them twice a year.
Sounds good. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Absolutely.
I love the fact that you are the individual, just like that scenario, right? So, okay, your granny had a challenge, and of course we needed to fix that, right? So I'm seeing like, yeah, we need to get this done. And then I'm just looking at from the perspective of it's uncomfortable. where your parents are making, it's like, she needs to do this now, and you get onto the table and you're doing whatever you're doing with them. But it's like it changed scenarios where you were actually doing that. You were entering into a space where it was actually not welcomed, if you would. It wouldn't have been the time that a dentist would have been meeting usually. And that's you in that space, helping others in their space where, it's actually accompanying. It's you're making a space for them. And I love how that is like just connecting to who you are today then. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 110%. Yeah, I love it.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh my gosh, it was Aha. and my sister Krista and I, we were responsible. We would take turns washing and drying the dishes for dinner, and we'd have the radio on. And sometimes washing and drying the dishes would take 2 hours because we'd stop and use a spatula or a spoon or something and sing along and be like, come on, this should only take more than, no more than 15 minutes, you guys.
Take on.
But we had so much fun.
Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Joy?
Yes.
Joy, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No.
Are you married?
Not yet. Next month.
Boom! Congratulations. Do you have children?
Yeah. No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Joy Poskozim. Oh, I go one more time. Poskozim. What would you say that is? Did you lose my question? I took so long before I got to it.
No. I remember. It is. I try to live up to my name every day.
Love it. Joy, this has been such a great pleasure. And again, Dr. Joy. Yeah, it's like, yes. Dr. Joy. Love it. Before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to say thank you for taking the time to hear my story, and I so appreciate all the stories that you share.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Joy Poskozim. Yeah. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.